I turned around slowly, every muscle in my body tense. The old man was crouched on
Jesus
the bus
Christ. What's poppin', Pickle people? It's your boy Little Pickle, and today we are doing another non-anime reaction for the spooky month of October. The first one we did was some horror TikToks. I don't know how that video went because I haven't edited it and seen it yet, but I'm recording this as well. We are doing some like animated horror stories. Now, a long time ago, on my other channel, the main channel, I guess, or the old channel, whatever, I did a reaction like horror Valentine stories, and you can go check that out. I will link that somewhere. I don't know. But we're doing 3 true dark web horror stories animated. This is by IMR Scary Tales. Never seen this, never heard of this. I don't really watch these kind of videos at all anywhere, like even in my free time. And I like watching horror stuff. So yeah, I don't know what to expect, but I'm excited to get into it. And I hope you guys are too. And without further ado, let's react to some scary stories. Story number 1.
I should have known better, but love makes you
It's
do
loud in my
irrational
ear.
things. It clouds judgment and makes you blind to consequences. I never believed in all that supernatural crap before, but what happened, what I let happen, changed everything. Lupita's eyes were hollow after the miscarriage. Our baby was gone, and so was
It looks
her living
like
spirit.
jaundice.
It had been months since she
What is
last
that, your
left
liver?
the bathroom.
Is that your
Her
liver?
sad,
Get jaundice?
vacant eyes were in
I
a
should know, I've been
constant
watching Grey's
quest
a
for
lot.
hope. Watching her spiral was a torture of its kind. Helplessly devastated, I had tried everything.
That's sad that they had a
Therapy,
miscarriage.
medication, time alone, time together, but nothing could pull her back. I couldn't stand seeing the
I just
love
don't
of
like
my
the way
life
she's
wither
looking.
right in front of me, haunted by the loss of a child we both wanted
I'm watching
so
way too many scary
desperately.
things today. I don't
So
know what
when
I'm gonna do
Greg
after this.
mentioned an odd, uncomfortable solution, I hopped on it. You know,
God
Jack,
damn it,
there's
Greg.
this thing, he said hesitantly. They call it a humanized doll. A doll? I deadpanned.
Humanized
Not
doll.
just any doll. It'll be like the child you were supposed to have.
Could you
The
say a
solution
child's
was
play,
ridiculous,
maybe?
But a solution nonetheless. In seconds, the order
No,
was booked.
shut. That's actually
I'll never
Chucky.
forget
What the
day
hell?
the package arrived. It was a plain brown box.
What?
No label, no return address. Just sitting on the doorstep like a malignant tumor. My hands shook as I
Wow, the
opened it.
freaking
Inside,
like
wrapped
the
in
scripted
tissue paper,
words
was
is
a
actually really
doll
good.
So lifelike, it made my
That looks
breath
just like
itch.
Chucky.
It had Lupita's soft brown eyes, my sharp nose, and the hint of a smile that was almost too real. When Lupita saw
That's
it,
creepy.
the wall cracked. She cradled the doll like it was flesh
Oh
and
my
blood,
god, dude.
cooing to it.
The animation
For
is
the
just, he
first
does it
time
so
in
well.
weeks, I had seen her smile. My heart swelled with relief. Maybe this would help her heal. Little did I know, it was the last moment of peace in our house.
Oh no.
The first night I woke
Is the
to
doll gonna
find
come
her in the
alive? Is it
rocking
gonna be
chair,
like an
the
actual
doll
Chucky
pressed against her
situation?
chest. I thought it was a good sign. She was talking to it, humming softly, like any
So
mother
disturbing.
would. But as the days wore on, it became clear that this wasn't helping. It was something darker, something unexplainably wrong.
She still doesn't
Very
look
soon,
good.
my wife stopped
Oh,
eating,
no.
sleeping, or talking. She spent every waking moment with that doll, feeding it, changing diapers. She named it Baby Blue. I didn't understand
Blue.
why, but I didn't dare ask, too afraid of what she might say. But it wasn't until the night
God.
she came at me with a knife that I realized how far gone she was.
She's not really coming too hard.
Stop it, PETA. This ain't real.
PETA,
I
the
snapped,
horse
only to watch her
PETA.
face twist into a monstrous snarl I'd never seen before. The woman who lunged at
God.
me wasn't my Lupita. She was Baby Blue's mommy, consumed.
I was gonna
body
say,
and
she does
soul.
not really come in that
As
hard.
I
I'm pretty
stumbled
sure you can
backward, my
grab
eyes
the
flipped to
knife
the
and
doll,
do a
and I
reversal.
froze. Baby Blue's glassy eyes seemed to shimmer with a dark intelligence.
Oh,
And
God.
its tiny mouth curled into a sinister grin. The room felt colder. Was she possessed? That afternoon, I decided
these
to stay
true
home and
stories?
watch. Everything went
They say they're
smoothly until night
true.
fell. It must have been around 1 in the morning, and I had just drifted off to sleep when the fire alarm went off. I jolted awake to find the kitchen filled with smoke.
Wait, you didn't
Lupita
leave
had
her?
left a kettle on the stove and completely forgot about it.
He was crying. He has been telling me I'm a bad mother.
You
She
didn't leave
cried,
her?
clutching Baby Blue to her chest.
So
My blood
after she came at you with a knife and she apparently lunged at you, you continued to stay. See, that's just the one thing, man. Like, the minute they start doing shit like that, you can stay with them, but they need to go to like a mental hospital or something. They need to get help. All right, that's not a normal thing that happens. I don't care how much in love you are. That is not a normal thing that happens. People do not just lunge at people with knives. Like, stop looking at me like that, Chucky.
Blood ran cold. The doll couldn't cry. It was impossible. But she insisted, her voice rising in pitch, growing hysterical.
So I wonder if it's just
I tried to
her
snap her
mind,
out of it,
or if
that
it is the doll.
wasn't real, that it was all in her head.
Its head's gonna turn around.
Her face went pale, and she passed out, cradling the doll like it was a real
in the
child.
Smoke too. You guys are just sitting there in the
hospital,
smoke.
And help arrived. It might have been 4 in the morning when a strange noise filled the whole house. It was a sound that made my skin crawl. A faint, muffled cry like a baby. My heart pounded in my chest as I listened, holding my breath.
Look at them toes
it was
for
coming
free.
From the nursery. My hands trembled as I pushed open the door.
Is it baby blue?
In the dim light, I saw it. The doll was crying. I stared at it, horror-stricken, as the soft wailing sound filled the room.
So she's like completely possessed.
Lupita's eyes glowed red, tiny pinpricks of light in the darkness. A cold
That's actually
sweat
really
broke out on my forehead
terrifying.
as I approached it. My heart raced as I picked it up, and the crying stopped abruptly. My hands shook as I examined it, feeling something hard beneath its synthetic skin. I tore it open, the synthetic flesh giving way under my hands, and found a small black device nestled inside.
Is that a camera?
It was a camera. That means we were being watched this whole time? A sickening realization washed over me as I dug deeper. The people who were spying on us had turned Lupita's life into a twisted form of entertainment. I gathered
it was off the black web, wasn't it?
And the camera, and contacted the authorities. We filed charges for invasion of privacy, harassment, and emotional distress. The cybercrime department tried to trace the website, but it led to a block. People who use dark web are
3 true dark web horror stories. I wonder if I would have put that together if I would have just thought about the title I read to you guys in the beginning. I apologize for my incompetence.
Masters in hiding and staying
everything
in the
I've
dark.
heard from the dark web was
warned
absolutely
strictly
terrifying,
for
actually.
choosing to buy items from the illegal front of the internet. We changed house and phone numbers to stay away from further stalkers. Lupita is still undergoing psychiatric counseling to deal with the loss of our child and the trauma caused by that doll.
As she should.
All I have understood is that grief is the love which has nowhere to go, but we shouldn't let it decide our lives. As long as we're alive, we must keep living. Moving forward.
My man's out here just enjoying a nice sunny day.
How many storms try to knock you down?
Oh, no ads.
This game.
All right, story 1. Okay, it was interesting. I like how it kind of like, see, if I would have just thought about the title, I would have been like, oh, it's just something sketchy with the black web, and I've been like, oh, the doll's possessed, and now she's possessed. But the animation makes it really look like it is possessed. You know, it does that storytelling well. But I would believe that the doll had a camera in it. Like, I believe that would be a true story. The animation makes it seem a little bit more, you know, out there. But good, very good, very good, really cool. I like the animation style too. I really enjoyed that. Very creepy. The face is very creepy. All right, let's get into story number 2.
From some girl late last night.
Oops.
Do not click on this link.
It said, it was a short
YouTube.com.
YouTube URL. Usually I ignore such messages, but yesterday was a bit rough and I wasn't in the mood to write the novel which I was working on. So I clicked on that link.
Novel that I was working on.
It redirected me to YouTube where a video about some circus from
Don't
the
click on the
60s in
link.
Bombay started
Don't
playing.
follow the video to
Do not forward the
221.
video to 221 minutes was written in the title. So, of course I did. I shouldn't have done that. At exactly 2:21 seconds, I paused the video.
13.
Everything looked quite ordinary. A black and white footage, 3 elephants in the back,
a
a few
drum.
dwarves ahead, and a bunch of people around.
How do you know they're dwarves?
But right
Those guys
in
are
the
taller
center
than the
was a
elephants.
large
What do you mean
drum,
dwarves?
On which was written, comment 13. Curiously, I scrolled down to the comment number 13 in that video, which linked to another YouTube video.
You're just
I
digging
recently
yourself
started
deeper.
my YouTube channel where I post funny writing advice. The link from that comment took me to my own video, one which I had uploaded 3 days ago. It was an informative video, a rant on the current status of the publishing industry. But right from the start, something was different. It started with a few glitches in the video, and then some random numbers and letters started popping up in it. And then my voice suddenly grew heavier and heavier. And then midway into it, the screen went black. The numbers and letters that were dancing around, they soon converged into a new message. It was my home address. I instinctively shut my laptop and walked out of the room. Why you
walking out so big like that? Bro, put your fucking... What kind of chin is that, too? It's like a pit bull chin, bro. It's fucking sagging on each side. You don't look tough right now.
Could have online. How she got my address, I didn't know. I had no clue as to how she toyed with my video. It should have been impossible. I walked into the kitchen and filled myself a glass of orange juice.
That looks like
piss. When I was back in my room and opened my laptop, I had another message from the same girl.
Hope I didn't scare you.
It read. I wondered
if
I should
very far
reply
away.
or not, but I had a bunch of unanswered questions, so
nose.
I had to ask. I put my orange juice to my side and started chatting with her. How did
very
you know my
emphasizing
address?
the orange
How did you
juice.
tweet my video? There was no reply for a few minutes, and then
This
I got
side
an
profile's
image,
not doing
a
him
rather
well.
explicit image of a rather gorgeous woman with a rather voluptuous body. Long dark hair, white tank top over yoga pants, shades, screamed the
Is that your house?
Instagram it girl.
What do you think about me?
She texted next, but I couldn't get my eyes off her image, her top in particular.
Okay, well, stop looking at her top.
The tatas, but there was a symbol in the center of her top.
Neither am I. I'm staring at her eyes. Trust me.
It's a symbol.
Oh, I can't avoid it now.
Of my novel.
Oh well.
The novel isn't published yet. Hell, it isn't even complete yet. I haven't even shared the draft with anyone at this point.
Oh, she stole your
Then
novel.
how the hell did she know the exact symbol and even got it printed on her top? I lost it. I barely abuse girls, but this time my messages started and ended with swears.
I barely abuse girls means that there has been abuse of girls. He should have said, I don't abuse girls. But no, he barely abuses girls. What a guy.
I need answers. Tell me the answers.
Don't be afraid, babe. It's our little secret.
The fuck it is? Did you hack my computer? I'll go to the police.
Hack a computer? I barely even know how to work PowerPoint.
And he barely knows how to abuse women.
How did you get that symbol?
I guessed.
You guessed? Nostradamus just rolled in his grave. Tell me, who the hell are
Who the
you?
hell is Nostradamus? Why are your lips like that?
Your friend, babe.
Stop calling me that. Just answer my questions.
Careful, you're gonna spill the orange juice.
What? Where?
You didn't read the 13th comment on that YouTube video completely, did you?
I was pissed off. I didn't even know if it was a girl or some scamster who was trying to blackmail me. I went through the entire process again and landed at that circus video. Scrolled down furiously to the 13th comment.
Okay.
The last time I was at it, it just had the YouTube link to my tempered video. This time, there was a text. Don't scroll down to the 20th comment. I wondered how she was doing this. I scrolled down immediately to the 20th
You just
comment,
edited the last one?
Don't click on this link. I clicked on that link and arrived at my own blog from 7 years ago, on which there was a suggested edit now, which said, don't go into the edit logs of this blog. I rushed to the edit logs, just
don't do this, don't do this.
And it did. In the edit logs, a previous version of that answer existed, which just read this. Thank you for the delicious orange juice.
Is the orange juice gone?
I looked to my right. My glass of orange juice was empty, and I had not had a single drop of it.
There's no way that's possible. Oh, god damn it, another goddamn ad. The story about the doll potentially possessing, but it was the camera, is way more believable than that. How would he not have known that someone was next to him I don't care who you are. You're making some slurping sounds drinking that orange juice. You're not sitting there being quiet with it. Someone was fucking guzzling that shit down next to him. There's no way he didn't hear that. I call bull. On to the next one.
Meeting Kelly felt like
The animation was good. I'm not bashing on the animation whatsoever. The story, though. The story.
something out of a dream. A weird, dark dream, but a dream
The
nonetheless.
birds.
I've never been the type of guy who gets the girl. Hell, I've never even been the type of guy who talks to the girl. My comfort zone has always been behind a computer screen where I could control the conversation, where my awkwardness didn't show, and where I wasn't constantly reminded of how much of a loser I am. I wasn't looking for anything special when I stumbled into the dark web chat room. It was more out of boredom than anything else.
Never been, never will go.
She was different from anyone I'd ever talked to.
Never go to the dark web.
Funny, and actually interested in what I had to say. She didn't.
If people have, how was it? I guess
she engaged with him, made me feel like I mattered. For someone like me, who's always been a bit of a loner, that meant the world. Kelly wasn't perfect. She had her issues, just like I did. She told me about her struggle with hair loss, a condition that made her feel invisible and unattractive. She said no guy ever looked at her the way she wanted to be
boys is
looked
not
at.
looking at me?
That hit me hard because I know what it felt like to be overlooked, to feel like you don't matter. We bonded over the sheer feeling of not fitting in, and before long I found myself
my glasses, babe.
After weeks of late-night chats, we decided it was time to meet in person. We picked an abandoned children's park out in the middle of nowhere.
Perfect. Abandoned
it
children's
perfect.
Park.
A quiet, out-of-the-way spot where we could.
It's gonna be some big burly man.
I was nervous as hell.
With no hair, so of course.
To see her. The park was even creepier than I'd imagined. The sun had
why would
just
you
set,
go there?
leaving everything in that dim, unsettling twilight where nothing feels quite real. I got there early, sat on a bench near an old rusted
You never
swing
do
set
stuff like
and
this
waited.
at all.
The place was dead quiet, and with each passing minute, my nerves started to get the best of me. Then, I noticed him. A creepy old man sitting on a bench a little ways off. He was just staring at me. Not a casual glance, but
it's not Kelly, though. He has hair.
Stare. I tried to ignore him, but it
don't
wasn't
ignore.
easy.
Just get out.
I pulled out my phone and texted Kelly, asking how long she'd be. She replied that she was walking because she couldn't catch a cab.
Is the old man walking now?
Great, I thought. Just what I needed. To be stuck here alone with this weirdo watching me.
It's motion sickness with him bobbing like that.
To act like I wasn't bothered, but I couldn't help it.
Oh, you got the shits,
old
don't you?
stare was drilling into me, and every instinct
I get those
was
nervous
screaming
shits
that
too.
Something was wrong. Then he stood up and started walking toward me. My heart skipped a beat. I'm not usually paranoid, but this guy was seriously creeping me out. I got up and started walking away, texting Kelly the whole time, telling her about the old man and that I was moving to another spot. She told me to wait a few minutes, that she'd be there soon, but I couldn't wait. I just needed to get away.
He's gonna turn around and it's gonna be the old man texting him.
I spotted a bus stop at the edge of the park, lit by a flickering streetlight. It wasn't much, but it was something.
Like, don't do shit like this at night,
trying
man.
to calm myself down. As I reached the bus stop, I looked back, and there he was, standing across the street, grinning at me. That grin sent a shiver down my spine. It was like he knew something I didn't, like he was enjoying my fear.
I hope it's not
I
Kelly,
needed
man.
to hear Kelly's voice.
She would have been a liar about her hair.
And that this wasn't some messed up joke. But I didn't have her number. We'd been so caught up in our chat room world that we never thought to exchange phone numbers.
Thought he would have called her and his phone would have rung across.
Then texted her, saying the internet was spotty and asking for her number.
He's gonna call and the old man's phone's gonna go off.
And those few seconds felt like an eternity. Finally, her number popped up in the chat. I didn't waste a second.
Call that number right now, everyone.
Immediately. The phone rang once, then twice, and then I heard it. The ringtone echoing through the empty street. My heart sank. I looked around, but the street was deserted. No sign of Kelly. No sign of anyone. Panic set in. I looked across the street again, but the old man was gone. That should have made me feel better, but it didn't. Everything about this felt wrong. My hands were shaking as I dialed her number again.
Sorry, I'm kind of irritated with this dude.
Louder this time.
Is he behind him?
Closer. Right behind me. I turned around slowly, every muscle in my body tense. The old man was crouched.
Jesus Christ! Okay, that actually got me.
Me like he just won some sick game.
I don't understand.
Ryan, he said, his voice dripping with malice. I hope my hair is fine for you. I didn't want to wear a wig on our first date. I stared at him,
Oh,
my
Kelly.
mind racing to make sense of what was happening. Kelly's words, her stories about her hair loss, her vulnerability.
She
they'd all
lied.
came crashing
You
down on me
bastard,
in a
Kelly.
sickening realization.
Why are you
This
still sitting
wasn't
there?
Kelly. It had been him all
Duh.
along.
Duh.
He lunged at me, and I reacted
Oh,
without
God.
thinking. My fist connected with
Damn.
his face, and he stumbled back.
Okay, Ryan.
Blood streaming from his nose. I didn't wait to see what he'd do
Oh,
next.
God.
I turned and ran.
He's
his voice
going.
echoing
He's
after
booking
me.
it.
Stop, Ryan! Stop! I thought you were different. I thought you loved me. I didn't stop running until I was back at my apartment. The door locked behind me, my heart pounding in my chest.
Watch him
I
be in
couldn't
the apartment.
believe what had just happened. I felt sick, violated, like I'd been played from the start. I
No
wiped my
shit.
phone and computer clean that night, erasing every trace of that chat room, of Kelly, if that
Oh.
was even her real name, of everything. I was done with the dark web, done with trusting people online. I learned my lesson the hard way.
Nope.
The dark web is a dangerous place, and
Kelly knows
sometimes
where
the
you're
people you
at.
meet there aren't people at all.
Feel bad for Ryan though. Like, I don't know. Maybe if you just listened to Kelly, they could have worked it out, and it could have been someone. But they get the best of you. Well, those were good. The first one was really good. I really enjoyed the first one. The second one, it wasn't bad. It wasn't, the animation across the board was phenomenal. I like the animation. The stories though, the first story was really, really good. The second one was The third one wasn't bad. It was kind of like, as soon as you saw the old man, you knew that was Kelly. But like, it was predictable. It was the only one that got a scare off on me. I just wasn't expecting them to be that close. And that got me pretty good. Like, just Ryan, that's just irritating. Absolutely irritating. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was fun. If you guys have any other scary stories or any things you want me to like react to, just let me know in the comments and I will do whatever you guys want. Just ask and I will deliver. But yeah, if you guys like this video, go down and like it. Subscribe if you haven't already. With that, as always, have a good one.